This is my pre-season plan, and it took me forever to write, literally a couple of months. Now, what I'm going to quickly do is show you just how much ridiculous granular detail that I've gone into with this. So if I flip this board, you can see that it's upside down, but you can see just how many points have gone into this. Now, the reason that I do, let me just get this back up here. The reason that I do pre-season, or what I call pre-season, is because it sets me up for the next year. The next year, I'm always trying to make far more, well, exponential progress into the next year. So far more in this case, 2025, than I did in 2024. Now, the reason I show you this is just to give you an idea of how much planning needs to go into something like this. And I anticipate this whole video to be at least 2 hours. It may go on for a whole lot longer. So what I would say is, if you have your own whiteboard, maybe start making notes on that as you're listening to, as you're watching this video. Or just I'll show you this. I've got a nice fancy camera that tracks me. Notepad, get a pen, and just start writing as many notes as possible. Because the more you write, the more you think, the better your outcomes are going to be. So if you go back, and I'll link this in the description, to my last year's pre-season checklist, I think that was about 1.5 hours long. You can go back and see all the detail that I went into, and I can tell you now I hit most of the things I said I was going to do. Only thing I didn't hit was my actual goal, like my target for income. So I set my goal, which was ridiculous. At the time I was doing maybe 30K a month. I wanted to go to 150. That's like a crazy goal. I got to 70, so I think $72,000, I think, was my best month so far. It's about £54,000. Obviously dollars sounds better, so I say it in dollars. But, you know, I set my goal so high that, okay, $70,000 sounds like a failure. In reality, it's not. And so I encourage you to set ridiculously high goals and work backwards. So how will I actually achieve them? And we'll break this down, but get all of your rough workings out down onto, I can't recommend a whiteboard enough. Get it down onto here, then synthesize it into a Notion doc or use your notes. This year's is going to be in Notion. Last year's was in notes. That was fine. But this, I've kind of, I've improved everything basically to make things even easier for you moving forward to hit those goals and actually put in place the inputs to make the whole process as seamless and as easy as possible. So it's going to take a lot of upfront work. I like to do this in November, December, when things traditionally sort of ease off a little bit with work. I would encourage you to do exactly the same as your work starts to sort of dwindle off towards the final few weeks of the year. Sit down and just think, what do I want from the coming year? Fitness, lifestyle, income. I've got some ridiculous ones that we'll go through in a minute. Just everything. How do you want your life to look? What do you want 2025 you to look like, feel like, act like? How do you want everything to be? Be as granular as possible, and then work back step by step by step. Don't leave anything to chance, because if you chunk it down into such small details, then such large goals don't feel as scary. So what we'll do is we'll go on over to the computer. I'll show you how, I mean, if I bring this over, I'll show you how, it's still tracking me. I will show you how I was able to get all of this. Is that still following me? Anyway, all of this down. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Spin it round. Hey, okay. So how I was able to get all of this down into a document and make things so much easier, so much more systemized than just having everything sort of willy-nilly on a whiteboard. Now, also, I'm going to take this off its stand so I can be a bit, there we go, a bit more free. You know, feel free to take screenshots of everything that I had down here. you can sort of see my workings, as it were. Basically, we go from, what the business is to what is sold, how leads come in. Then we've got how do we convert those leads. So I'm thinking of, okay, how can my conversion rate be better? And then I'm going through the needle movers. So the needle movers are going to be the most important thing of this whole journey. Obviously, you need to identify, what you sell, what you want, but you need to know exactly how you're going to get there. Because if you just say, hey, I want a 6-pack. Okay, great. Well, how? What are you going to do to get the 6-pack? Just having the goal doesn't get you there. Same with 6 figures. Like, I want to earn $100,000 next year. Well, okay, how are you going to get there? What is it that you're going to do in Q1, in Q2, in Q3, in Q4 to actually make that a reality? So I'm going to go through all that. I'll just give you all my examples. Try and make it as easy as possible for you to say, hey, I'm going to give you a template, heads up at the end. Hey, I've got the template. I now need to plug in everything, super easy, paint by numbers. And then you can check back next year, leave a comment and say, hey, Sam, thanks for changing my life. That's what I would like to see next year. Say, come back, bookmark the video, come back and tell me how you've done, because I think this is probably going to be one of the best videos that I've ever done. So stay tuned. There's a template at the end. You can see all my weird goals and how I'm going to get there. Let's get into it. Alrighty then. So this is the pre-season. This is my exact template. This is exactly what I'm using. So you can see here, I've just put like some random image in here and then an emoji because, to be fair, this signifies that with pre-season, I'll explain it. You want to treat yourself like an athlete, both yourself and your business. You want to keep that mindset of, okay, if I'm an athlete, if I want to be the best at what I do, well then, how do I get ahead of everyone? Well, it's by having a pre-season. Whilst everyone else is maybe, taking time off, which is fine, but while everyone else is doing that, this is your opportunity to get ahead. And so if you plan everything that you want to do in advance, then you're not playing catch up at the start of the year like everyone else, and you have this huge head start where you just absolutely kill it. That's how I've got ahead. And so I frame it like that. I am an athlete. It gets you in the right mindset of, I want to be the best, and this is the step-by-step sort of training, actions that I need to take to actually get there. So 2025 pre-season, obviously whenever you're watching this, just change the year. I ran all of this through ChatGPT. So I ran all of these things that I wanted to do through ChatGPT, gave it a few prompts, and I basically said, okay, what's the probability of me doing all of these? And it came out at 45%. Now, I actually think 45% is pretty high for all the things that I want to do. I don't expect to do everything. I don't expect to get it completely right, but it's better to have a plan and have concrete goals and really high goals and maybe miss them by a little bit than have smaller goals and not many actions that you hit them so easily and you kind of slack off for the rest of the year. Because if you rest on your laurels, there's going to be someone who's younger, hungrier, willing to work harder, and they're just going to completely wipe you off. This is what will happen with people in my industry. They have kind of coasted along for a while, and then boom, there's a whole new raft of designers. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to have my projects stolen. I want to be the one getting all the projects. Now, there's room for all of us to grow. I think personally this industry is huge and there's enough for everyone to eat. I am just a greedy guts who wants to eat more than his fair share. So this is why I'm dedicated to being the best. And, this is how I'm going to do it. So you'll see up at the top, this isn't in the template. I'll show you the template quickly here. this is available to download for everyone. So if you go into the description, you'll be able to get this. But more on that later. So let's head back. Now, these two things it was something I was thinking about the other day. Like, I've got so many things that I want to do, or what would move the needle the most? Like, what are the 20% of actions that will get me 80% of the way there? And I'm bored of myself, already yawning, and it's only 20 to 3. What actions are going to get me as close to where I want to go without, killing myself with work? And it's these. So I sort of, and you can do this, you can synthesize all the crazy notes that you've taken into, let's count these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, into a 14, 15-point checklist, and say, okay, these are the 15 things that I want to focus on. And you can do that, no problem. But it's better to get everything out first. And then I listed out like team members that I think that I will need. So obviously I want to be the director of my companies. I want to, direct, obviously, admin, logistics, and like freelance platform VA, so handling comms and stuff. That'll be my girlfriend, Lucy. She already does loads within the business, like blog posts. She'll do the YouTube editing. She'll do the YouTube thumbnails, scheduling. So much behind the scenes. But I would like to take some of the strain off her and have her do cooler stuff. So, she's in there. All-rounder. Those of you who don't know him, Nick Croce, he is sick. He was one of, not one of the first, but he's one of the students from Six Figure Design Club. Application link below, which is my coaching program, where basically I'll take Squarespace designers and now web designers from wherever they are right now to 6 figures within 12 months. And I saw something in Nick. I was like, you've got the skills, you've got the work ethic. And he's actually in the same city as me at the moment. So we've met a few times. We even went on holiday together, actually. And basically he's like where I was a couple of years ago, and he's killing it. So I brought him into the team. Obviously he does his own stuff, but he's like an all-rounder. So design, development, sometimes he'll do client calls. Fantastic. If you can get an all-rounder in your team like Nick, then you're on to a winner. I want to hire a call taker. So at the end of the day, we have so many leads. I cannot physically take all of the calls. I can fit in 7 calls a day, maybe 8. Outside of that, it's in a different time zone, or, if I have to block out a day, then, I might lose a lead. And so what I want is either 1, 2, or 3 different call takers across time zones to make sure that, we can gather as many leads as possible and nothing falls through the cracks. A lot of my job now is making sure that we maximize the leads that we do get. Because we get so many, I have to say no to a lot. Now, as I said at the start, I'm a greedy boy and I want them all. So what I'm going to do is, instead of losing someone because, for such a stupid reason that we can't find a time that works for us, I'm going to make sure that we can do that we can communicate, or get someone who can communicate in that time zone, and we'll make it work. Going to be a really important hire. Then graphic design. So I've got a soon-to-be husband and wife duo, Robin and Shweta. They are the best graphic design team I've ever worked with. Like, just so good. In fact, they are so good, I built wireframe designers for them. So they were so good at the wireframes that they were doing for by Crawford, which is my web design company, that I was like, well, you're so good at graphic design. Why don't we sell packages around graphic design? So we do unlimited graphic design on demand as a monthly package. And these guys have now built their own team. And so they work within wireframe designers to supply like YouTube thumbnails, app mock-ups, obviously website designs, icons, presentations, everything, and they're so good, so good. So best hire I ever made. And then we've got 2 developers at the moment, so we'll have the designers mock up. This is for our top package. Usually, like Nick will take on. We have 3 tiers. Nick will take on tier 1 and 2. In tier 3, it will be like it's a lot, costs a lot more, but we'll do full wireframes for every page, so they get designed and then they get developed, and it looks like just sick. So the developers we have for that, we've got 1 guy in Pakistan and 1 in Ukraine, and these guys are the best at what they do. SEO, we've got Henry Purchase. For those of you who don't know him, he is the owner of SEOspace.co, and I built the site for them, and that's sick as well. But he does all the SEO on my site, and we get so many leads because of it. Finances is just my accountant, who's also like a bit of a financial planner as well. So that's Adam, I should say, and Elliot, actually. Ghostwriter, these are things I also need to hire for. So this is a friend of a friend who is doing like ghostwriting on LinkedIn for people, who I know is great. A YouTube editor, reach out to the YouTube editor. Same here, clipper, redistributor of content. I need to hire one of those. Social management, this is a company in Manchester to do like personal branding stuff for me. Videographer, paid ads, email marketing, outbound sales, and a housekeeper. I just spend 2 or 3 hours a day, either cooking, cleaning, and not much cleaning actually. Mostly cooking, meal prepping, washing up, washing clothes. All those hours per week could go into, and I'll come on to this in a moment, but all those hours could go on to making tens of thousands of dollars per month more, you know, in terms of thinking, not direct work, but thinking on strategy, freeing up more time, even if it's just chilling. But the outlay for a housekeeper, you know, I sound like such a posho, but the outlay for that would far outweigh, no, the ROI would far outweigh the initial outlay. So those are like the high level things, people I need to make, you know. Now I'm thinking about hiring people. This is a completely different year than 2024 was. 2024 was, I was the star of the show. I was doing absolutely everything. To be fair, I still kind of am. In terms of like doing all so I'll edit this video, and then I'll do like some of the websites. I'll still do all the YouTube stuff, strategizing, all this. As we move into 2025, a lot of my focus is going to be on direction, strategy, hiring the right people, empowering those people to do things and do a great job. So all I need to do is ask the question, hey, how do I serve you to give you everything that you need to make By Crawford, 6-Figure Design Club, and Wireframe designers the absolute best that they can be. So it's a different world for me, completely different year, but I'm really, really excited for it. Now, that's as I say, the top level out the way. Now, you can see, I love to say, now we're going on to something else, now. Anyway, now we're going to go By Crawford, 6-Figure Design Club, Wireframe designers, and personal. And you can see when we click them down, we've got all of these things that sit under it here. Now, before we get into that, I'm just going to give you the juicy stuff. My goal for this year is to hit a $350,000 month. Now, in last year's video said, I'm going to try and hit $150,000 a month. And I think I deleted the comments because I was too butthurt over it. But now, if anyone wants to slander me in the comments, you can. I'm not going to delete it. Free speech. Or maybe if it's too bad, I'll delete it. Anyway, I said 150k, and I think there was 2 comments in the end. I was like, "You are a scammer," and I was like, "Hang on, what's the scam?" And it was like, "You can't charge that much for a Squarespace website, and you can't teach people how to do it." I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Either I'm not doing what I say I am, or I am. Like, Who is the audience that I'm scamming? Is it the people I'm teaching, or is it the people that I'm charging the money to? In reality, it's none of them, because what we deliver is just fantastic. It's the best of the best. Squarespace is an amazing platform. And I do believe the prices are warranted. If you go on our portfolio, buycrawford.com/portfolio, you'll see some of the stuff that we build. It is just insane. And I can say that without being arrogant, because now it's the team that build it and not me. That said, on the other side of things, as I said before, the market's more than big enough for everyone to eat. I believe the vast majority of decent web designers within Squarespace, and to be honest, within web design in general, can make 10k a month. Like easy. I'm looking at silly numbers now. But the reason that I came to this number is because I sort of chunked it down. I have 3 main areas that I work within. So website design, coaching website design, graphic design, and then some personal stuff. I think that's completely doable across 3 businesses, plus some personal stuff. In my head, I think that's doable. So, as I say, if you want to have a slander-thon in the comments, please do so. I'm sure it's good for engagement. But even if I don't hit 350k and I hit 200k, then, woe is me. I earned 2 million in a year. That's the way I look at it. Aim stupidly high. What is it? Shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars. You know the drill. So it's not that I'm going to earn 4k in a year. Like, I'm not going to come out the gate and earn 350k in January. I'm going to earn hopefully 350k by December, like by this time next year. That is the goal. And therefore, I'd be at around 4 million per annum, if that makes sense. So if we go into Buy Crawford, I've broken down into what is sold and then the funnel. So how do people come into my pipeline? Then how do I convert people within that pipeline? And then what's going to actually move the needle within the business? And then within that, I've broken it up into what can I do in the remainder of this year? Like small, easy wins that I can pick up. Q1, what can I do in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? And the reason that I do this, or the reason that I chunk it into quarters, is because if I just had that list, so, I showed you on the whiteboard earlier, just looking at that, there's no structure, really. It's just one big list, and it can be daunting. It can be really anxiety-inducing to look at this just wall of text and be like, I've got to do all of this. Whereas if you chunk it down further and further and further into just things like you can do this in a week, this in a week, this in a week, it becomes so much more manageable. And I'm not lying in bed having palpitations about thinking about all the things that I have to do. Yeah, at the very start, that literally did happen. Like, I was writing all this out, spending countless nights just sat in front of this whiteboard, like, oh my God, I need to do this and do this. And I'd go to bed and it would be like 12, 1, 2 a.m. And I'd just be sat awake or lying awake, like, oh, I'm thinking of this thing. There's so many thoughts going on that I don't know if you guys get it, but it makes you go, oh, and you're so tense. But by getting it down, going through it methodically, within each action, there's multiple context points within, and just getting it all out of your brain onto either a piece of paper, a whiteboard, or into a document like this is going to make all the difference. You're going to feel so much more calm and confident about being able to hit your goals. And that's how we break down scary things into manageable things. So that's why I've broken it down like this. So we'll start up top, and I'm going to go into as much detail as I can. Now you'll notice some of this just says package. Not that I'm obsessed with packages, but I just haven't worked these out yet. This is something that ties into one of the inputs, which is going to be figuring out what those packages are. So these are the things that Buy Crawford will sell
next year, it will be a bespoke website builds, and the numbers next to it are what I anticipate to make per month from that by the end of the year. Bespoke web builds, 150k. I think that's completely doable. I've been sending off quotes for 60, 70k per website. I landed 75k, and then another 30k. I've done loads of 20, 25ks, but I haven't landed enough of the 50, 60, 70, 80 websites to build enough momentum to get to that level. But all I would need is, 5 of those to land in a month. We get the 50% deposit, and then, all the smaller ones that we do would add to this. I feel like that's completely doable. And then we have a tier system where it's like tier 1 starts from 2.5k, pretty simple site. Tier 2 starts from 6.5k, still simple, but more, as in more pages, more scope. Tier 3 is kind of unlimited. It's from 20k. Again, it goes up to, depending on the size of the site, could go up to 100k. And you may be watching this like gawping, you can't charge that for a Squarespace website. You definitely can. Squarespace is just a phenomenal Goldilocks of a platform, and clients value this. So don't think like a Neanderthal. And then I'm going to work out. So I'm paying a guy called Remote Oliver. If you guys don't know him, go and check him out. He's like the Upwork king. He's earned about $500,000 through Upwork. I paid him to help me optimize my entire Upwork portfolio, get seen more, build out some packages like what I offer. Then once we finish this, so I'm in the process of doing this right now. Once we finish this, I'm going to say, okay, let me extrapolate what I've learned and the packages that we've agreed upon, put it into Fiverr, put it into 99 Designs, put it into Upwork, Behance, Dribble, Awards, and basically sell, be seen everywhere, sell everywhere. And again, when you chunk it down, you only need to sell about 2 or 3 packages per platform per month to be hitting 5k, 10k, 15k. It's, completely doable, I would say. And you should say as well, if you don't think big, if you just immediately think, I could never hit that, like, Sam's so different to me. I'm not, I'm just stupidly confident, almost idiotically, naively confident and optimistic. You just have to be. Because what's the alternative? Oh, I'm not going to hit this. Oh, I didn't hit it. Oh, I was right. Okay, great, you were right, but you didn't get the excitement of dreaming all of this up. You didn't get the thrill of moving towards a goal. You just, you suffer twice. I'm not going to hit it. Oh, I don't hit it. Maybe get a dopamine rush for predicting the future, but you kind of just be stupid. Be stupid. That's all I can say is, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says. Set your goals. Set big, stupid, stinky, hairy goals and chunk them down so you can hit them. Now, start a counter and see how many times I say now. Now, one-to-one consultations. This is something that I offer via sort of personal brand, but this would be for clients who just want a design audit. So for a design audit, it's $295 at the time of recording for a 30-minute, and then $400, I think, for 60 minutes. And the client can either be on the call or they can not be on the call, and I can just record it. Then plugins. So I do have a plugin store. All the plugins are built. All the resources and documents are built. And then I just didn't release it because there's a few things like being able to push out updates to people that I wasn't sure on, and I still need expert help on in terms of hosting the code somewhere and just being able to push those updates out. So once I find the right person for that to help me out with that, then that will be sold via, well, if you go to squared-off.com, that's where it'll be sold via. You can see that. Productized services. So we're going to have a filter system on this. This will be within a store on bycrawford.com. And there's all these like small requests, like odd jobs that I get, and I have to quote every time. But realistically, it's just the same thing every time. So I quote the same thing every time. So what I thought was, well, why not productize this? And maybe have someone in place who can handle the requests, handle the communication, pass it through to me and say, hey, this needs to be done. Okay, well, I assign the task to, Nick or Wakas or Pavlo or whoever to then say, okay, well, you do it, bish, bash, bosh. There's maybe 10 minutes of management between the purchase and the assignment, and then it's done within an hour, something like that. So domain connections, accessibility audits, we would do DFY, and that's actually a good point. Well done, me. DFY and DIY. So for those of you who don't know, DFY means done for you, DIY is do it yourself. So for instance, DFY for an accessibility audit would be, hey, I've ran an audit on your site. Okay, well, here's an interpretation of the results. Because just running a free scan, you can't charge for that. That's I don't know, snaky. But if you can then interpret the results and say to the client, here's your action points, then that's worth the money. It's like when you go to the doctor and they run a blood test. Well, we don't know what we're looking at on the blood test. But if the doctor can interpret that, if you guys go through medical, like private medical care, you have to pay, I don't know, in my country it's like £50 for a private medical like examination of the results. So it's kind of like that for an accessibility audit. Then if you want us to do the implementation, then that would be DFY. So DIY is the interpretation. DFY is, okay, well, we have the list of things that we want to do. We can do them for you. And then that would be a bespoke quote. Installing plugins for people, migrating their websites, migrating from WordPress, from Webflow, from Wix. Elfsight is a really good plugin store. So much so that I think it deserved its own slot here. Have I done plugin installations twice? Yeah, I have. I just love plugins. Oh my God. Let's get that deleted. There we go. Social media connection, blog upload. I mean, pause the video, you can see it. And then I've got what else here. So it's just basically an internal note for me. What else could I add to here? Not a rhetorical question, but something just to think on, really. Crawford OS, you guys will love this when it launches. It basically includes all of the softwares that I use in one sort of handy guide. So like Notion, I've set up. I can quickly show you this. Actually, no, I can't because it has clients on. Sorry. Basically, I have a whole client tracker. I can read them. I have setting scripts. I have scripts for my emails, like templates. I have a client roster tracker for all businesses. I have a pipeline tracker with tags that will move them through a grid that will say like onboard form sent, proposal sent, value, blah, 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 blah. Really, really good. Content. So, I mean, you can see the content one. You can see all of these. So like ideas for content in here. Then there's tons. There's also other things that I will put in. But basically, Crawford OS is everything that I've been building this year. So like when I've been building out the team, all the processes that I've learned, how to empower people, how to make better use of your time, and things that you can automate or delegate, listing those, listing why you can do those, listing when you should do those within your career journey, sort of removing yourself from the day-to-day, not operation of the business, because I am guiding the direction, but operation on like the building and the daily monotonous tasks. So this will be a big hit. Notion docs, I've built a whole flowchart. I guess I can show you the flowchart. So let's bring up the flowchart. Figma, Crawford OS. Because I'm a nice guy, I'll show you this. So you can see inside the mind of Sam Crawford. Ooh. You can see all these things like the softwares that's needed, client submits a form, all the automations that they need. So like automation, the whole flow, was it declined, was it accepted, what do we need to do, project handover, blah, blah, blah. I will do a full video breaking down all of this with all the automations, all the delegation, and it will be completely free. So this is where the whole DIY comes into play. DIY is you see the video, you can go away and build it yourself. Or DFY is we send you the template, we populate it, we set up all the automations, bada bing, bada boom, and that would be maybe, I don't know, a couple of thousand, maybe $3,000, I'm not sure yet. It's a high ticket product, so I would imagine, it's only a niche product for people who are really looking to scale to like 50 plus K per month. So I anticipate maybe one of those to be sold, and that's fine. But if I can help people who do want to get to that next level, then you can either watch the YouTube video for free, or we can do it for you. YouTube monetization. This is crazy. People, they can't believe this. If I go onto my YouTube channel, and then I go into YouTube Studio, this channel, poor me on 899 subscribers. But if I go into the By Crawford channel, people don't believe that someone with 2,600 subscribers can already be earning £1,000. So if I go into analytics, about 20,000 views per month. But look at this ad revenue. That's crazy for a channel of my size. I think that I can scale that to $5,000 a month pretty easily. Like we only monetized, I think, about 2 months. No, probably about 1 month ago, and that was £300. To triple that to almost $1,000 is just nuts. And with the plans that I have for the channel, I think it can grow way, way more, and possibly even go further than this, to be honest. And once I do get there, well, I already am, but I will pump all of that money back into content production, better equipment if needed. I think the equipment's quite good already, to be fair, but a better, like a full content team, editors, thumbnail designers, script writers, or not script writers because I like to go off the dome, but people who can do research on good topics for me, like what will bang, good hooks, good short form content ideas. All of this will be reinvested. Brand partnerships. So, whether people want to sponsor a video or whatever it may be, that can go in there. And then speaking gigs. So I'm part of the Squarespace partner program. There's 2 of us, I think, in the UK, where I literally just delivered a workshop last night, about 1.5 hours, which was amazing. They pay me a fee every quarter, I believe. And then third-party blogs, other opportunities, I've just anticipated like 1,500 a month, something like that. Now, the funnel is SEO and blogs, so people coming onto the site and submitting inquiries through there. Then we've got YouTube, so people come through my general tutorials. I'm going to be doing strategy videos, so based around common queries people who are looking for a site will actually look for. And then mini courses. So I'm going to start doing like, a guide to build your own Squarespace website in 2025, or like longer form deep dives, because that will send my watch hours up. It will send my, hopefully, subscribers up. It will scale things like crazy. I'll get more inbounds. Lovely. LinkedIn already does well for me, but I think if I can hire that ghostwriter, get a social media strategist, we can get even more through there. Same with X. I don't actually use X, also known as Twitter, but I think there is definitely potential there. Upwork, once the new profile's done, and then I can extrapolate that across people per hour and Fiverr, Behance, Dribble, and Worksome. And then I guess I can put awards as well. Don't know how that's going to go. I haven't set up yet, but I think there's potential. I'm part of the Squarespace Enterprise program. Haven't seen anything from that actually within 18 months, but I'm banging on the door. Hopefully I'll get some leads from there. Public speaking gigs. So every time I do a workshop, people tend to email me afterwards. There's an uptick in traffic, so that's good. It's all the small things that will aggregate over time. They will compound. And, if I get a couple more like regular eyeballs on my stuff, maybe one day they'll turn into a client, and that's great. I'm going to start running Google ads. I'm going to start hiring for cold outreach in Q3, maybe Q4. Referrals, I already get those. This is something I'm going to offer to my fellow agency owners, is cost-effective white labeling solutions. So we'll just be like a silent partner who delivers websites in the background. Newsletter marketing, so I'm going to really push to get people onto my mailing list. Showcase case studies, give them lots of resources, and then say, hey, you want to book a call in, you want a new website, bang. What I'm trying to do with all of this, or optimizing all parts of this funnel, is basically trying to get, if I could get 2 or 3 more clients a month, that's potentially worth to me 50k plus a month. And if I'm already doing 50k plus anyway a month, that gets me a hell of a lot closer to my goal if I can just pick up these really small things. That's on top of all the other things I'm doing that will scale themselves. And so you've got to, when you're trying to grow your web design company, look at every single place a client could be and how you can convert them. And that's what I'm trying to do with this. And feel free to just steal everything. This is the whole point of this video. I've never been some gatekeeper who keeps everything he does a secret. I will always try and give everything away for free, or as much as I can away for free. Obviously, I've got the 6-figure design club program, but all the free stuff that I put out should definitely get you most of the way there. And then just an internal note again for me, if there's any more. I'm looking off to the side here just because we've been going 35 minutes and I don't want this to run out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here, stop the video, save that progress, and I'll be back in a moment. And we are back. So how do I convert all of these leads that come into the funnel? Well, they're going to come in either through contact form, email, direct call booking, outbound pitch, or a direct product service booking, which would be like the shop that I was talking about earlier. So they'll come in, and then if they come in through any of these, it'll be send the call booking link, we take a sales call, send the onboard form, send them a proposal, and then if it's a direct purchase, we'll have a VA to delegate things and then a team member to deliver. So pretty simple process, really. Everything I do is aimed at being as simple and effective as possible. So the least friction we can put between, client comes in, client signs, client gets what they wanted, the better. Now, the needle movers themselves, this is a big boy. So, Upwork profile is going to be built by Remote Oliver. Then we need to refine what packages will actually be sold, and then add it to the what is sold, above, and then extrapolate that across all platforms. I've already had, so you can see this is for 2024. So, some of these things are already being done. Get a professional conversion rate optimization audit done on by Crawford. So I'll quickly show you what by Crawford looks like. There we go. So when the screen scales up, on laptop this looks great. So if I scale this down a bit, it's nice and tight. It looks good. And the site itself, it works great. We've worked with some amazing clients, but I know that it can be better. So I had a full conversion rate optimization audit done. And if I go to this, off the back of that, I had a new web page designed. So I'd done an insanely detailed brief for our designer in-house. And again, I know everyone's going to steal this anyway, so feel free to steal away. No one, I'm getting it out there, no one in Squarespace has done this with the nice awards, wreaths, or whatever you call them. No one's done it. So come back. This is my proof that anyone who does it's copying me. And that's fine, but I just want to get it out there. You can see we go down. Based on the conversion rate optimization audit, there were lots of things that were picked up on that could be better. And so we went through, the designers made this amazing mock-up that we're still working through. There's lots that I actually do want to tweak, but you can see it's just so much more modern. If you were to have someone quote 50k for a website on the previous site, you may question it. I've had people obviously pay it, but you may question it. Whereas this, if this company quotes you 50k for a website, you go, oh, is that it? Like, I thought it was going to be higher. That's what I want clients to think, at least. And I think this does it. I'm really, really happy with this. And that comes into this here. So I've had a focus on CRO, user interface improvements, and speed improvements. We're going to do a separate hero section, so A/B test that. These are all the pages that I want to have built. There is a great Squarespace designer called Aaron Ralston, and in one of his templates, he has I'll just show you this as well. Note of this. He has a really cool menu system, so I actually took inspiration with the form, and I think that was it actually. But you can see a lovely menu system here. That's what I want to take some inspiration from as well. All pages developed. I'm probably going to hire Pavlo from the team to strip out all the old code that I used and make it far more legible, because, the cobbler's children have no shoes, or something like that. My own website, whilst good, it's been my baby, and I've just been adding bits and bits and bits to it over years, literally 5 years. And so it's become a bit of a Frankenstein of code plugins here, just slapping a section on there and there. I need someone to come in after the design, strip everything, redo it all, make it look great. And I will obviously pay him for that. And then Nick, so I'm going to hire him probably to go through all of the blogs, we're going to get a new lead magnet designed, add all of that in, make it look good. Then we're going to build a Crawford OS sales page, and then a testimonial page where we're going to aggregate all of the feedback that I've ever received on all different platforms into one page, and just have this overwhelming wall of social proof. Then I'm already doing this now, creating the weekly strategy videos. So one that we've got going live next week, I think, is how long does a business website take to build? So go and check that out on the By Crawford YouTube channel and see how that's doing. It'll be interesting to see the first strategy video to go live, how that actually does. And the reason I call it strategy videos is because I paid a YouTube strategist, I think $4,000 to have this strategy built. He was like, do these videos, these will pop, these will get you leads. And then I sat on it for a year. So now I'm actually doing it, and we'll see how they do. Revamp, proposals, etc. I never had non-refundable in my deposit verbiage. Now I do, just to make it clear to clients that's the case. So that's done. This is almost done. Write and synthesize new templated process emails. So this is like an internal note for me, sort of use A1 to Z9. Basically, I use Streak, the Streak plugin for my Gmail, and that gives me canned responses that I can send. But when you go past 1 to 9, I have everything listed nicely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once it goes past 9 and you get to 10, it goes obviously 1, 0, and so 10 goes at the top, and then 11, it's a mess. So what I'm going to do is go A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, etc. All the way. I'm obviously not going to get to Z9, but that way I will have a far more structured list. All that to say, I'm changing that. Google My Business profile. I'm going to set one up in the US, get a US office to get more SEO juice over there. Build the perfect Upwork profile. I am obsessed with writing things twice. And then we're going to do a new privacy policy and terms page. Aaron, again, has a great template for that, so I'm going to use that. Then Q1, I'm going to get, because we've done so many new projects, so many amazing projects, and I just haven't updated the portfolio. So we're going to get new designs done for those, templatize it, and roll them across all the other platforms. I'm going to do some YouTube case study videos with before and afters, and then I'm going to try and find some more places to showcase the portfolio. You want to be in every possible place that a client's eyes could be drawn to. And so that's what I'm doing here. We're going to redesign all my new profiles. So like LinkedIn, Facebook, I guess. There's a ton. But design it with a new headshot, new banners, new bios, all designed by the team based on the new branding that we're doing. We're going to do more lead magnets. Obviously, I want to, and you can see how all of this ties in to the goals. It's just ticking small things off, chipping away quarter by quarter until you've hit all of the goals by the end of the year. It's not about sprinting to try and get it all done as fast as possible. It's about spreading it out strategically through the year. So we're going to design a new lead magnet page. We're going to do a checklist for like a homepage pop-up and like main page pop-up. And then on the blogs, we've got a 6-figure design club pop-up, which is aimed at, people who are looking at tutorials. They're probably already a designer. So if I can funnel them onto 6-figure design club's mailing list as well, then they can find that resource, find all the other stuff that I do, and ideally turn into a client off the back of that. I'm also going to create a resources hub. So a company I really respect is Flow Ninja. They're a top Webflow design agency. Love what they do. I think that there's the director, a really cool guy as well. So I took some inspiration from this sort of bento box solution that they have here, and like migration guides, all the kind of style guides, starter guides that they have. I think is really cool. So I can do that for Squarespace, be that guy, that go-to resource guy. That's going to drive up way more interest in the service, awareness of the brand, and eventually, again, have an effect on revenue. Then I need to do videos like Fiverr gigs. I need a video for that. Homepage intro that you've seen, like in the new design. You will have seen like the video of me. That's another video. So I need the actual video to be recorded. Build a new lead magnet, and start the resource content machine, which is this, and then review graphics. So Nick put a thing on LinkedIn not long ago where it was like a nice mock-up of a review. And if I could just scatter one of those one of those a week on my By Crawford LinkedIn business page, that would really help with more social proof and to break up the types of content that are on there. So great idea, Nick, and I'm stealing him. And then I'm thinking, is there any more that we can do? Q2, so Akil is a guy from 6-Figure Design Club, and he was building an aggregation tool where it would search all the different platforms and basically aggregate all the jobs in one place, so you didn't have to go across all of them and look. But I don't think he's doing this anymore, so I'll find another version. Anywhere that you see Akil mentioned, just imagine it says, I don't know, software. And then what I would do is, once I do find that, feed this data into the VA. I'm going to try and convince Lucy to do this for me, and basically say, okay, bid on this, bid on this, bid on this. I'm going to pay a email marketing pro to optimize the funnel to make sure that, okay, when we capture these people, how do we turn them into customers? That's something I don't know how to do. I know what my strengths are. I know what I need to hire. If I can just put my ego to the side, which I used to be really bad at doing, but now I'm a lot better, I think. If I can do that, then we will grow. Then obviously pitch agencies on white label work. That's an internal note. Hire a public speaking coach. So quick tangent. I did a public speaking gig at Squarespace HQ in August or September. And I was going up all day. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep the night before. I was sweating like crazy. I was so nervous. I was like shaking. And I got up on stage and my mouth completely just dried up. My lips dried up. And I was like this on the mic. That's like some horrible ASMR. And I already do this. I already lick my lips. Like bloody wet lips. And it went well. Like, don't get me wrong. The speech was good and I was happy. But it was because I had practiced that speech about 150 times leading up. I just knew it like verbatim. What I want to do is be more comfortable like I am on camera. I can do live webinars all day, every day. I can do YouTube videos really without having to do many cuts all day, every day for hours and hours and hours. But when I have to go on stage, it is incredibly nerve-wracking for me. It's just something I'm not good at. I recognize that I'm not good at it. And so what I want to do is hire a coach. If you're not good at something and you really want to become good at something, pay someone who is good at the thing and is good at teaching the thing. No matter what arena you're in, find someone who does the thing you want to do, is actively doing it, isn't just some like legacy coach. Find someone who's being great, is great, and teaches great, and pay them. That's what I'm going to do. And then obviously once I'm equipped with that, pursue more public speaking and online workshop opportunities. Then I need to build Crawford OS into a packaged product. So obviously I'm going to sell it. I need to actually package it up in a way that someone could purchase it and get everything there and then. So basically I create the YouTube video, list on my store, list on Ghost Marketplace, which is like a plugin course marketplace within the Squarespace arena. And then just make sure I have exactly everything that it includes. Create the store. So essentially put all the products and services into there, add any plugins. Squared Off is obviously the company that does the plugins. Try and list services on Ghost Marketplace. Not sure if that's possible. I'm going to ask Cody, who is the owner. Plugins, they will definitely be able to go on there, and templates probably will as well. So don't know about templates. I always recommend against them if you aren't the best or you don't have a big audience, because even if you're really good and you don't have the audience, no one's going to buy them. Luckily, I have a phenomenal team around me who would be able to build sick templates, and I am now building the audience to actually get eyeballs on the product. So I think now is probably the time for me to sell those. Set up an affiliate program for the store. So product, services, templates, all of that, like a 10%, probably 15% commission with, I think that's industry standard, would be paid to all affiliates. More in-person networking events and conferences. That's huge for me. I love meeting people in person. It's just way better, and so much business comes off the back of it you wouldn't believe. Hire a VA for delegation, call taking. If they can't take calls, that's fine. I will look within Six Figure Design Club, see if someone who has experience within Squarespace would like to come onto the team and handle calls basically by Crawford. I think I've already hired 4 people from within Six Figure Design Club in the past, so I don't think that would be an issue to find folks who are game within there. And if you want to be part of it, join Six Figure Design Club. It's application only, but go to the description, maybe open it in a new tab and come back to it later. But it's amazing. I often put work into there. There's a whole directory where if I can't take on a project, it just gets sent to that directory. Then I want to make some new hires. So I'm pretty happy with all-rounder, which is Nick and me, obviously. Really happy with Robin and Shweta, and then really happy with Wakas and Pavlo. Only if it gets to a point where, either they want to stop working, hopefully they don't, or we just have so much, 50, 60 clients a month plus, and they physically can't handle it, then I'll make the hires. So this isn't a high priority, but maybe by Q3, if we're turning over 200k plus a month, we might need that support. So we'll see. And then finally, Q4, once everything else is in place, once I've milked absolutely every single avenue, then I'm going to do paid ads and cold outreach. Those are two things I thought I would get to do in this year, but I know there's so much more potential in all of these other avenues first before I take the leap on these. I don't believe they're the most effective ways. You know, if you haven't tried everything else, try those first before these. So that's by Crawford. You can see there's a lot going on there, but this is my main baby. Like, I love doing this. And people will go, oh, well, if you're doing so much money, why'd you teach people? Well, because, as I said it before, there's enough to go around. Like, there's enough for all of us to eat. I love to help people change their lives. And I just love what I do. I love the opportunities that it brings me. And at the end of the day, if I do scale to 65k a month, well, then it's an amazing moneymaker as well. But there's this misconception that, oh, if you are a coach, then you don't do the thing that you coach because, you know, you've just stopped. That's true for a whole lot of coaches, probably most, to be fair. So it is valid. But when people say it to me, it just gets me really, really angry because I'm like, no, I'm not like other guys. But realistically, I understand the criticism. But if you compare what I'm planning for this versus what I'm planning for by Crawford, then there's no comparison. That said, these are the things that I want to sell within the Six Figure Design Club umbrella. So the main course, which is 6 months of program access all areas, 50k. At the moment, it's 2k. Maybe I'll put it up to 2.5k. There is a payment plan as well. If you're wondering, there's a 6-month payment plan. I think that's $379 a month, something like that. I would just need about 20 people to join a month. That's fine. Like, we opened applications 10 days ago, like online applications. You just have to fill in a form and it will tell you there and then whether you are eligible or not. And we've had 36 applicants in 10 days. And that's before I've even gone through all the scaling that I'm going to go through. That's insane. So we can easily do this. Monthly community access. I understand not everyone has that money to invest into things. So $49, let's just call it $50 per month. Get 100 people into that. I think the community itself is what people say is the best thing about the whole program anyway. So I find that really interesting. I think if someone signs up to the community, they probably want to stay in there for a long time and maybe even never touch the course. They just want to be around like-minded individuals. They want to get into the events. They want to, have access to all these things. I understand. And so, that's completely fine. And it's just a good way to monetize for me, obviously. Then we're going to have packages from here to here. So a done for you package. I am going to hopefully, I'll ask him about it, but hopefully collaborate with Oliver on like, hey, we're going to have all these people in the course. Do you want to do the thing that you done for me? Like write the bio, write the packages, all of this. And my team will do all the design work. So obviously I own Wireframe designers. We can do the thumbnails for people, the banners for people, the mock-ups for people. And we just say it's like $1,000. Might be more, I'm not sure yet. We'll have to scope it out. But for my students, a ton of them kill it on Upwork. If I can help them take it to the next level, obviously if it's a done-for-you solution, then I have to charge. DIY is already in there. Like I have a whole seminar on that. But these are things where people with a little bit more income or who are more willing to invest into their business, like if they are of the mindset of, I don't need to do this myself, I can pay someone to do it better, well then we will have packages like a not intranet, but a store within the course where you can say, hey, I want the DFY package. If I can service my members like that, then the course opens a whole new world to them essentially. Same with LinkedIn, like do the banners. If you want an edited headshot, bio writing, company setup, logo, everything. I need to scope it out, but all of these, that 3 is like the holy trifecta of bringing in leads. So if I can help the gang and get paid, yes. I think that was the cringiest thing I've ever done. Probably not actually. YouTube thumbnail packages. So if people want to get into YouTube, then pay us a monthly fee. We'll do all the thumbnails for your videos. Intimate masterminds. That sounds a bit dodgy, but it just means that, let's say it's in London or it's in New York or it's in Sydney or whatever. I'll head out and I'll hold like a mini mastermind of, including me, maybe 5 people, maybe less to be honest, where, we will I'll hire like some space. I'll do sessions. I will work individually with everyone. What are your goals? How are we going to work backwards to hit it? We'll basically go through a version of pre-season. I'll take everyone for dinner, maybe some drinks if they want. And then maybe the next day we'll go for coffee. Just once we've been able to stew on ideas overnight, we can have a chat and go away with like action points and a strategy moving forward. So a really intense, intimate mastermind where a few people pay, whatever it is, we get together, and it's not diluted by being a huge group thing, because we have group events, but there's like 15 people, and so you aren't able to do work there. We just have a good time. Not like the intimate masterminds won't be a good time, but there will be an intense time. Retreats, this is something I've promised the gang in our roadmap for the year. So basically I will hire a 15 to 20 person villa. I will set it all up. We'll have guest experts in. I will obviously do speeches or workshops, not speeches. And we'll probably go out for like 4 days, something like that. Obviously that will be paid. I'll do it roughly at cost because I get a free holiday out of it. But basically it's a good time to maybe go out to Spain or something, get some sun, sort of take stock of where we are right now, what we want to do, mingle with your fellow members. Like, this is what everyone says when they've been to an event. They feel so charged up. They feel like, I can take on the world. Why haven't I been aiming for 20, 30k a month? Why have I been just going for 3k a month? It helps them think bigger. It charges them up. It makes them want to be better. And this is something I want to instill in everyone. And if I can facilitate that with a retreat or like an intimate mastermind or whatever it is, then I'm going to do it. I have ambitions. I do believe we're already the best, but I have ambitions to just take it way, way further to something that, you would want to pay for. You'd want to pay 100 times more to just be in the presence of people within our community. And so that's just one of the things. Logo package. We already do this. Basically, we'll design you or your client a logo for $250. Usually a logo from Wireframe designers is $700. So I'm doing this like way, way, way below cost. It's just another perk to give to the team. Branding package, we'll do like a full colors, fonts, logo, brand voice, all of this. Again, way below cost. I'm going to start a podcast, hopefully, Podcast Bro, where I'll get like people from the design industry in. Maybe we'll get a sponsorship. And then monetization on the 6-Figure Design Club channel again. So we're close. I think I need about 900 more watch hours, which once we bring out this video, that'll take it up. But once I start bringing out far more regular content, then that will really, really bring it up. And you never know, we could end up doing another 5k in this part. So we could be doing like 10k just in YouTube monetization. Now the funnel, people will come through YouTube, through strategy videos, shorts, mini courses. We're going to be doing way more student interviews, lifestyle content. Once the podcast goes live, so either I'm a guest or I have a guest on TikTok, X, Instagram. So I'm running boosted reels at the moment. webinars in other people's, that's this one, like webinars in other people's like networks and groups and stuff, but also webinars for Squarespace, also running my own webinars. I put podcasts again. I've got them in mind like a sieve. By Crawford already links through to Six Figure Design Club from the menu system. Newsletter marketing, paying for email promos, YouTube ads and Google ads. So I might look into this later in the year, like doing a YouTube ad or running ads on how to make money with Squarespace or something like that. Affiliate marketing and through Digital Launchpad. So those of you who don't know, there's a beginner course that I have. It's within a larger course, but I coach people. It's pre-recorded, but if you've never done Squarespace before, like here's how to set up your site, here's how to set up your business, and basically it's aimed at your earning your first $1,000 online. So if you're in a position where you do just want to earn your first $1,000, go to Digital Launchpad. I'll link it in the description and sign up there. And that's like $37. It's like super cheap. I don't get like any of that money, by the way. Like I just direct people there. Actually, no, I have got an affiliate link, but I don't get any money like from Digital Launchpad. Converting, how long have we been on now? This is almost another 30 minutes. Oh my goodness. We'll do converting. I'll pause and then I might even grab some water, believe it or not. And then we'll do the needle movers for Six Figure Design Club. So converting, I've got people on Instagram will DM me the word club, and then I'll follow up with like, I don't know, something like, hey, how can I help? Tell me a little bit about where you are right now, what you want to do, and we'll see if I have an option that fits you. Application form filled out. So if someone has a partial submission, I will still get their email and I will follow up and say, hey, noticed you filled this in, what happened? Or they fill out the application form. If they fill out the application form, they have the option to buy. If they don't buy, then again, I can follow up, or I can have a sales team follow up and say, hey, what stopped you purchasing? Is there anything that we can do to help? Sales call, I don't know if we're going to need sales calls anymore, because with time zones, obviously, not obviously, but there's a lot of designers in Australia, and we can't really cover that. So I don't know, maybe I'll hire someone to take calls in different time zones, but not sure on that one at the moment. And then basically follow up. So we'll follow up either a sales team backed by the database where we track, who came in, when it was, how many times you followed up, whatever. I don't want to do any of that. I hate being a salesperson. And then mailing lists. So just bombarding people on the newsletter. Hey, sign up. Nah, legit. There's like a 60 email sequence that people will go through when they sign up. Just basically sending like tons of resources, tons of case studies, and saying, hey, please sign up, because I obviously don't do web design and make all my money from courses. And on that note, I'm going to grab a drink. So that's another 30 minutes down. So now we have the needle movers. So my friend Marcus, he runs a course or a program called Club Closer, where he teaches, closes, so people who close deals, on how to close deals, and he does really well. So he's got loads of students making a ton of money, a lot more money than me. And I was like, okay, well, Marcus, you're great at what you do. How do I improve? He gave me some advice, so that was good. I boot the ads back up, which for those of you who don't know UK slang, it's just like get the ads started up again. So running the boosted reels and trying to convert more people. Doing that. Hire a closer. I don't know again if I'm going to need this anymore. Public weekly strategy video. So essentially what this means is kind of videos like this where it's aimed at getting people in, sort of allowing them to get comfortable with me and who I am, because people need to watch. It's something crazy. It's like 15 hours of content to know someone, like them, and trust them enough to buy something from them. And I don't really have enough content on my YouTube channel yet to get someone to do that. We've got, all in all, probably about 400 members in Six Figure Design Club. Obviously, maybe 25%, no, 55% of those are unpaid. Let's say 60-40, 60-40. So 60% unpaid, 40% paid, but that's good considering I don't have that much of this long form content. If I can do 1-2 a week, that's going to really improve the amount of people that we can get in who trust me and don't think I'm a scammer. Then we've got reviews, so requesting reviews from students, and I want to make it as easy as possible for them. So like have a submit a review area. Video reviews are going to be ideal. Q1, I want to hire an affiliate expert to build an effective system. So what this means is basically we have an affiliate program. If you sign up, you get $600-ish per person that you sign up. So it's a really good affiliate program. And, we've had a fair few sales, but I know it can be better. I know people are doing it better than me. So again, I'm going to pay an expert who does it better than me to teach me how to do it. Hire a setter. So the company who I mentioned up here, somewhere, Elevate, they act as setters as well. So I'll probably just keep them on board for that. Re-record all the intro videos. So whenever you go into the freebie, there's a video in there. On the main sales page, there's a video up top. Within the hub, once you've actually paid, there's a video there, and there's a video for affiliates. So get a professional setup, re-record all of those. Bob's your uncle. Now, host a monthly public webinar. I do all of this via Crowdcast. Crowdcast is a really, really good software that allows people to sign up for your webinar, and then you have all your comments, and then you can say at the end, oh hey, if you want to learn more, you can sign up for Six Figure Design Club. What I use this for realistically is just to build trust within me. There's no like crazy upsell. Same with this video, like, okay, obviously I'm making you aware of it, but the point is not to say, and if you want to learn more during the course, the point is I want you to come to that of your own volition, but try and take everything that I say in these videos, go and apply it, and then go, oh yeah, Sam is a trustworthy guy, and eventually come back and go, oh yeah, well that makes sense, I would do his paid stuff. That's kind of where I'm coming at it from. It's not the typical, webinar sales funnel, if that makes sense. Newsletter expert. Well, I think I've already done this actually. I don't know why that's in there. Monthly group calls or expert guests. So this is like an internal thing. We're going to do monthly group calls so everyone can hop on, network. I will do maybe a presentation, and then we can just all chat. Expert guests, I'll get external people, again, like Remote Oliver. I've had my old health coach in there, my accountant in there. We've had like Squarespace celebs in there. Who else? We have a lawyer in there, finance expert in there. Oh, we've had loads. And I just want to keep doing that pretty much every month. Community access offer, I have put that down to $49 because I'm so kind. Then more student interviews. I want to do, I'd love to do in-person ones, but that's going to be difficult. The online ones though, there's a software called Riverside. This makes really cool content for interview style videos, so I'm going to use that. Get more of those onto the YouTube channel. Just show people like, hey, students are killing it. I've been kind of lazy on that, to be honest. Educational lifestyle hybrid content. So that's a mouthful, but what this essentially means is on like TikTok, X and Instagram, I'll do like not just me like flashing the Rolex. I mean, it's not a Rolex, but like flashing the Rolex and whatnot. It's kind of like me going about my lifestyle and giving actionable tips along the way, because all my Instagram is at the moment is talking head videos. I'm always in the office, which I am always in the office, but like just sat here giving actionable tips. But what I think people respond to best is a mixture of both. So like they want to see me living a bit of lifestyle, but they also want to learn stuff. So it's, striking a bit of a balance between the two. And I like the way Daniel Dalen does it, if you guys have seen him. Redesign the Six Figure Design Club lead magnet, because it's okay, but it could be better. pitch the course. And what pitch to course and community? Okay, yeah. So other people who run communities and courses basically say, hey, I can run a webinar for you, teach people in your course. It would be obviously adjacent to design and like making money with your design business. But if I do a workshop and say, hey, that would be more of a webinar funnel. But like, hey, you've got this actionable, like these actionable steps. If you want to learn more, 6-Figure Design Club, we've got the free version, we've got the community, we've got the full program. You've also got one-to-one consultation calls with me. And so this is just a great way to get more exposure, more eyeballs on my brand, more eyeballs on my products, and make more money. Leverage content team to create thumbnails, videos, shorts, cuts from long form, etc. So basically, anyone who I hire, just feed them all of my long form content, interviews, podcasts, stuff like this, whatever, and say, hey, create some thumbnails, edit the videos, make shorts from it, etc. The DFY packages, so we've been through all those. The DFY offers, build those out. Build the 6-Figure Design Club store, which would include all of this, including like one-to-one coaching with me. I did offer one-to-one coaching like over 3 months, but it was just too expensive. It was always booked out, but it was super expensive, so I just couldn't take on more than 5 people at a time. And then it was so time intensive on my part. It was great. It worked exceptionally well. Like everyone who went through has just gone on to superstardom. But if I do 30 and 60-minute calls and chunk it up into small parts, A, it's way less time for me, but B, people can get actionable insights right now and go away and do it. And if they book, maybe a couple of months, then they also have that accountability with me. So everyone's a winner. Discounted stuff as product. So this would essentially mean within the store, you could see if I can get exclusive discounts on products for people, via my code or whatever, then I can put it into the store and say, hey, let's just imagine it's a MacBook. So in the store, it would say MacBook, 20% off, click through, get the discount. And then obviously that's affiliate income for me. Redesigns. So I want to redesign the actual sales page. Here are some like inspiration sales pages that I've seen. Paid community sales page for people who just want to go into the community. Redesign the hub where all the videos are collected, and design a store. So I like a guy called Ollier, and I like his aesthetic. So I've put a link in there to him. Revamp the application process. Already done that. Re-record some seminars. So there's some updates that I want to put into the main course. So I'll be re-recording those when I move to London in January. Create and refine one-to-one hourly coaching offer. I can tick that off. Add in seminars to the curriculum. So I'm actually going to build out. I think we've got about 85 videos in there now. I want to add some more. Just as I learn more things, I want to keep trying to pass that on. Plan the first intimate mastermind. So it's pretty cheap, to be fair. This would cover dinner, cover drinks, coffee, as well as then the actual mastermind. So I will probably start off in London because that's where I'll be, but then grow it as I go into like different locations. And then obviously the price will go up to account for my flights. Start a podcast. I need help on that because I have no idea how to run a podcast. So again, I'm going to pay pros. Leverage network to book more podcast appearances as a guest. So I've done loads actually recently. I've done probably 5 podcasts in the past couple of months. I think it's a great way of getting more eyeballs on you as a brand, on your business, on your offer, whatever it is. So I'm going to reach out to my personal network and try and get more of those. Then also go the other way. Anyone who's killing it in design, I want to get them on my own podcast. Look for some sponsors for the podcasts. Be like Andrew Huberman, like Athletic Greens. If you see me doing Athletic Greens, then you know I've made it. And then monetize the YouTube channel. I think I've already done that. I don't know. But it won't be long until I can monetize that too. And again, it's all of these small aggregational gains that I can get across the board. Like just a podcast sponsor, but that's $1,000 a month. And then something else is $2,000 a month. All these small things, while they seem small in isolation, when they're in conjunction with all of the other like avenues of income, it comes together. And, you're looking at 65k a month. Bit of quick maths. Is that $780,000 a year? Like, that's close to $1 million just from realistically small actions. Now, obviously, it's not passive. People think a course is passive. Maybe other courses are passive. But this Six Figure Design Club is the thing that takes most of my time. I post every single day. I help people one-on-one. I do calls. I have to build strategies for people, build out presentations, do the presentations, take emails, sales calls, update it, get experts in, do edits, create content, all of this. I could just stop this, but I love it. I love it. So what are you going to do? I'm not going to moan. Then Q3 is quite chilled. Just basically scale up the ad spend. I could go even higher if the ads are doing really well. If I could say I'll put $100,000 in and get $500,000, I'd put $100,000 in. So maybe I need to stop being a wimp and put more in. Who knows? And then we're going to do the Euro retreat. So start planning it beginning of Q3. Maybe execute some winter sun at the end of Q3. And then just scale up the ad spend as much as possible. So, trial out 2.5. I think to be fair, at the moment, I'm doing about 1,500. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm doing I do £35 a day. So that's $50 a day. 50 times, that's $1,500 a month, I think. Someone call me out if the maths is off. And then, where are we? Plan the first. Villa. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Q4. So scale the ad spend as much as possible once profitable. Again, that could go to whatever number, dependent on how successful the ads are. And then what we're going to do at the end of the year is we already have Webflow, WordPress, graphic designers in the community, Wix even. But the verbiage is going to change. So when it gets to the end of the year, I'm going to pivot into I can help all web designers, because if you replace Squarespace with Wix or Webflow or Framer, all of the lessons are exactly the same. So what I'm going to do in the course is just add experts in, one for Wix, one for Webflow, one for Framer, experts across all of the different platforms, and basically people can learn what platform they love, and then all the business from me, like the business side of it from me. That's a big goal. I love being in the Squarespace sphere, so we'll see. This is something I think we could do. And if we did that, then I see no reason why the year after that couldn't scale to like 200, 300k a month. And again, you may be thinking, Sam, that's insane. But when you're like me, who know people like Marcus who's doing that each month, then once you see it's possible firsthand, then it becomes possible in your own mind. So obviously some random guy on YouTube just saying it doesn't hit the same. But when you go for dinner with people who are doing that and see 65k a month as nothing, then that just completely flips your mindset. So think bigger. Now, there's another now. Wireframe Designers. This is my new business. Well, newish. I started a few months ago, and we do unlimited graphic design. So, but we also do bespoke designs as well. So let's say a client comes through by Crawford. They need a logo, they need branding, they need graphics designed on the site. Then Wireframe Designers will come in, build by Crawford. I'll just pay a chunk from by Crawford to Wireframe Designers, and that would be like a bespoke design. Then we're going to get people on retainer, and then I'm going to set up packages very similar to what I'm doing for by Crawford, but on a separate profile for Wireframe Designers. So again, you can see when you pay an expert for like one service, don't know why I'm pointing at you with a pen. Got 2 pens actually. When you pay an expert for a service, you can, if you're switched on enough, you can extrapolate what they give you across so many different mediums. Like, I'm taking what Oliver is going to give me on Upwork, create the packages, set up another Upwork profile, set up a Contra, people per hour, Behance, Dribble profile, set all the packages in there, and then do it for another company. Like, that one investment has paid me, or will pay me, dividends for years to come across so many different aspects of my businesses. So just think of all the knock-on effects. When you make a purchase or an investment, think of all the things that will come off the back of it. Don't just think about, oh, this is, so for Oliver it was $6,000, oh, this is $6,000. No, it's an investment into your business. You are buying back time, or you are buying knowledge, and you're buying more money into the future. That's the way I see it, and that's the way you should see it too. Now, the funnel itself is SEO by Crawford, so a link through from the main site. I'm going to pitch all my current and past clients. YouTube, so it'll be in the description of these videos probably. People in my networks will send over leads. 6-Figure Design Club, I'm going to do a seminar within 6-Figure Design Club promoting it. Lead Magnet, Entry Club, which is that's completely wrong. Entry Club should be in here. Welcome to this live feedback session. Is this right? No, it's not right. 6-Figure Design Club, there we go. Okay. I'll put that in here. Ever so sorry. Now, let's go down to Wireframe Designers. By Crawford, YouTube networks, link through from 6-Figure Design Club. And then we're going to run some ads. So probably later on in the year, if I find success with the ads, then just with 6-Figure Design Club ads, then I'm going to do it exactly the same for Wireframe Designers. More paid email promo. I'm going to try and get on some marketplaces as well. We'll see how this goes, but it could be interesting. White labeling, obviously, for other graphic design agencies, for other web design agencies who want to create amazing websites, and then set up on all of these places. Cold outreach is the odd one out, so I'll put cold outreach down there. If cold outreach goes well with by Crawford, then I'm going to put it in Wireframe Designers as well. I've been really conservative with the amount I think this can make a month, but I would be happy with that. I don't really spend any money through Wireframe Designers. All the money gets spent through by Crawford. At the moment, it's like $30,000 a month through by Crawford. So this would just sit there and stack, and the only thing I'd pay would be tax and employee cost as well. So something to ponder. Now, converting people who come into the funnel, pretty much the same as by Crawford. They'll either directly book a call, email me, come through the contact form, or I've got a hair on my tongue there. Ooh. Or they'll directly book through Stripe, so they'll just pay the monthly management fee. Do a sales call, set them up. We're going to have a hub where basically they can line up all their requests. We work on one request at a time, and then the client can look, approve, move. That was a really good slogan. And then brief the designer, iterate on Figma, basically. Needle movers, so not as many on this one. The deepest one we're going to go into is going to be the personal lifestyle one. I don't know how much you guys care about my personal brand and personal appearance, so I won't keep that one, or I will keep that one brief. And I think this one will be pretty brief as well, to be honest. So, needle movers for 2024. I need to pitch all the previous clients that I've had and say, hey, listen, new service, it's sick, try it out at a discount. Rewrite YouTube descriptions, so within by Crawford and 6-Figure Design Club, rewrite that and put the new description into link through to Wireframe Designers. Rewrite the forum signature in Squarespace's forum. Set up Google My Business in the UK and the US. Request reviews for these profiles. I've put Christmas present, so I'm just going to ask like people who've used the service so far. I think we've had 20-ish people go through in the past 3 months, which is good. Depends where they are in the world. If they're in the UK, leave one on the UK. If they're in the US, leave me a US Christmas present. And then brainstorm services. So like, just make a list basically of every possible thing that we could give to clients, or that we could serve them with. So thumbnails, wireframes, obviously, app screens. What else? I don't know. There's loads. Presentations, email signatures, any graphic design. Robin and Shweta are the best. So I just need to brainstorm what they can give. I already know pretty much, but if there's any more that we can eke out, then perfect. Q1. So Henry is going to do, for those of you who don't know, I've told you, I've been doing this video too long, but he's from SEO space. Anyway, he said he'll do an SEO boost and a bit of a strategy for the business as well. I need to build a services page or pages based on the services that I agree upon here. Pay for, again, email promos. I have an AI audit on the site, so you can enter your email, your website, and then I'll go away, do the AI audit, send it to you. I want to automate this and make sure someone gets added to the newsletter. Then the newsletter campaign expert, I want to get them to set up a sequence to convert people. YouTube thumbnail service offering needs to be added in. That's a recent thing. Start posting on LinkedIn on the company profile, and then add more portfolio items, because obviously when we started it was just some white label stuff that we'd done for By Crawford, whereas now we've done probably 30 different things. Some clients come back, we've done loads for By Crawford, so we've stacked up quite a lot of work. So we'll get that in. Why have I put Nick builds? Oh, Nick would build the portfolio item itself. That makes sense. Nick, if you're watching this, you've got some work on your plate in Q1. Lovely jubbly. Q2, be active in networks. I already do this, but I want to make a more concerted effort to be seen and known for graphic design as well as Squarespace design. Create an internal 6-figure design called webinar. I said that before. Refine the management system. So basically just make sure that the client management system is perfect, essentially. Set up on the freelance platforms that we went through up top, which was here. And then get pro level videos done. So if you go on my Upwork profile, you'll already see I have a pro level video on there, just doing the same across all the other freelance profiles for wireframe designers. Run the paid ads in Q3, implement Crawford OS so I can use that across businesses. And then again, use a Keel software or a software to aggregate graphic design leads or Figma leads or whatever it is, and then use the VA to pitch. And then Q4, use the cold outreach team from By Crawford, use setters and closers from 6-Figure Design Club, and basically remove myself from the business. What I want to do with wireframe designers is build it up to, I don't know, next year after next, maybe about 100k per month, sell the business. So based on that, I don't know what that would be worth. It would be worth at least $1 million, because in a year it'll be 1.2. I don't know what the multiplier is. If we just say it's a 2-year multiplier, then I could sell it for 2 point something mil, because it would have retainer clients, a built-in system, and hopefully good SEO as well. So that would be my goal for this, is to, at the end of 2026, to sell the business. I'll never sell By Crawford. I probably couldn't even sell By Crawford. But I think this could be something big. Personal. So I'll run through this pretty quickly. Vanguard, that's just a ISA. Reformer Pilates, I'll do a video on this, but I am now a part owner of or shareholder of reformerpilates.com. So I'm hoping, this is my hopeful prediction of 5k a month. I don't know if we'll get there, but that is just something else. It's just a really exciting opportunity. A whiskey, I'm invested in a barrel of whiskey in Scotland that accrues some interest. I think it's accrued like 50% since I bought it a couple of years ago. Watches, you can see maybe there. So that's the whiskey certificate. Obviously the barrel isn't here. The watches are here. I have 3 watches. And I'm going off the assumption that they would accrue a tiny bit of interest over the years, over the months even. Personal workshops, don't actually know what that means. Must have been drunk when I wrote that one. Properties. So my goal is to buy at least one, ideally a few more properties towards the end of the year. So if I could get 2 or 3, if I'm making 350k a month, I should be able to get at least a few. Do them up, get a long-term tenant in, and get some dough in. I don't know about property. We shall see. Maybe I've got too much on my plate. Maybe the world doesn't need another landlord. Who knows? But we shall see. Then goals. So I'll run through these super quick because some of these, I will run you to the stupidest one. Really, really quickly. Where is it? Lux maxing. This is such funny verbiage. Lux. I can't believe I've even gone on about this. It's basically how to make yourself look better, and I'm obsessed with just. You will have seen all the like small aggregational gains that I can get across the board, and if I can come onto video calls with clients and I look better, then and if I do these YouTube videos and I look, I have a better glow and a better haircut and better style and whatever, then I get a bit of the halo effect. And for those of you who don't know what the halo effect is, it is essentially people who are traditionally better looking are perceived better and make more money. Now that is the shallowest thing I could possibly say, but if it's true, then why don't I just try it? Like, that's my thinking, is if me being slightly more handsome makes me, I don't know, an extra $2,000 a month, then why wouldn't I do it? Like, it just makes sense. You got to play the game. So I want the perfect office, high end. I've put movie star haircut. So at the moment I have like a Arthur Shelby disconnected strange hair, but I would like something a bit better. So move to weekly haircuts. Again, it does sound stupid. I know it sounds stupid, but I do workshops. I've done 500 videos. I do reels. I have to look like at least slightly well presented. And so if this helps, great. Live in London. Hopefully that's going to happen in January. Refine my daily structure. I've talked about the housekeeper. Purchase a new Rolex. I would love to do that. Obviously I have one. Well, that's not obvious. I have one. And I would like another just as an investment. Increase my investments into my personal ISA and Vanguard. Create a will. So I need to create a will just in case someone kills me or a crazy disease also kills me. I want to do more. I have like a 30 before 30 list, so I want to tick more of those off. I want to get to a point where I can fly business class most of the time. Settle into the new home in London and optimize it. So set the office up, set the bedroom up, blah, blah, blah. Buy the first property, buy an original artwork. So for those of you who don't know, you can buy an original Picasso for like 5k, which is crazy to say, oh, I own a Picasso. And again, it's an investment. And I'm not saying this is like a big, crazy, famous one, but you can buy like an A5 Picasso for not that much money. Keep it in the, a vault, or keep it up somewhere in the office. and that will only ever go up in value. So that's my idea. And then I want to do more UK road trips. So just like get out into the countryside, hire a cool car. I don't even have a car, so hire something cool. Go and go to a lodge or something cool. Just get more outdoors. Get into the great British countryside. Fitness, start boxing twice a week. Do Pilates, do yoga, do massage, run a marathon. Have a better jaw. I do need better skin. It's because I eat chocolate all the time. I get spotty. And then just improve my posture, because I'm just always, if I turn side on, I'm always sat at the desk so let's improve that. Body fat, I'm probably a bit too podgy, if I'm completely honest with myself. So get all this down and just show up immaculately. Have the highest self-respect possible. All of that just bleeds into the quality of work. I feel like if you turn up and, I'm guilty of this all the time. It's like t-shirt and joggers because we work at a desk. But if you make the effort to show up, like, what hygiene, it's not like I'm showing up covered in flies. But if I make the effort to, like, get properly ready, I feel far more productive. And if you feel more productive, then you will be more productive. And now we're really getting into the minutiae, I think that's how you say it, the minutiae of like 1% gains or 0.5% gains. You may not have to do all of this, but I am starting to max out in all of the big movers, and I'm still doing all the big movers, but here, like, these are incremental gains that I can make. Like, for instance, I don't even like golf, but I'm going to learn to play, because big business deals sometimes are done on the golf course. Who knew? So I'm going to learn how to do that at some point. I don't care that much about golf. I'm much more into football. But that's something that I need to get injury free for, because my knees are made of like matchsticks. So let's get injury proof first. Keep healthy. Like, there's a saying, and it's something along the lines of, the healthy man has 1,000,000 wishes and the sick man has just one. AKA, you don't appreciate your health until it's gone. So I always strive to at least try and be a bit healthier. Facial training, again, just plays into all this. Improve stress. I'm a super stressed guy. Would you believe? I work all day, every day, don't sleep as much as I should. And because I take on so much, as you can probably see with all of these plans and inputs and outputs and blah, 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 I get stressed. So improve my stress management, meditate, take a chill pill. That's something I need to work on. And then this is pure vanity. This has nothing to do with the halo effect. I just want a six pack just to say I've got one. So, so that's one of the goals as well. Brand. So generate 5k per month via personal brand alone. That would be workshops, that would be sponsorships, that would be probably YouTube monetization as well, to be fair. And I guess that would be it. I think that's doable. Full content team in place, start up so TikTok, X, Instagram, YouTube. And then these are like some follower numbers that I'd like to get. Be present and have the team fully dialed, or have the platforms fully dialed. When I hire a social management team, they will do that for me. More podcasts, regular lifestyle content creation. So like I was saying before about like that lifestyle education hybrid, I am moving towards that, trying to be my short form niche. In-person events, and become the brand. So again, I really respect what George Heaton does represent. I really respect what Daniel Dalen does with his channel. And if I can emulate some of that success, put my own spin on it, I think we're in a good place. And then regular audience adjacent crossovers. So basically being in other people's groups, or, I don't know, other people's videos, whatever it is. They get my eyeballs, I get theirs. And then the actual needle movers. So there's quite a few. I've broken this up basically between lifestyle, fitness, and brand. You can do it whatever way you want. Doesn't have to be all of that. But that's how I did it. That's how I find it more manageable. So we're coming up on, there's another 35 minutes gone. I'm going to pause this one, save our progress, and I'll be back. So our needle movers we've got in 2024, what I want to bring together is like an inspiration board for my office/studio. So what I want to do is, I kind of have it here, but it's a bit cluttered. It's just have like a really professional setup for my office where the camera's just ready to go. Like I've got a better box light. So for instance, this is just like a big, bright, it's called Elgato key light. I want a soft box, maybe a better camera. I don't know. This camera's 4K, I think, but maybe a bit better desk, better everything, better background, because this is kind of janky. It's like whiteboard, shelving, whatever, and just have a really professional, gentlemanly office where I want to spend all my time. Not all of it, but most of it. Find a London area that we like. So Lucy and I, we still need to agree on an area. Sign a lease on a 2-bed, 2-bath luxury apartment. Only reason I put luxury is just because I like having good amenities. So like sauna, swimming pool, good co-working space, good concierge team, something like that. It makes all the difference. So, and like when the fixtures and fittings are good, it makes you feel good, and yeah. And it also makes me need to earn more money. So that's a bit of fire in the belly. And then have a look at my 30 before 30 list and start ticking things off. Top tier barber, book a weekly retainer. I'm such like a entrepreneur wannabe. A weekly retainer with a barber. That's insane. But yeah, basically just book in for weekly appointments. Optimize, so like the interior of our place, linen sheets, natural cosmetics, like, all natural candles and smart lighting where you can dim in at night, nice lamps, blah, blah, blah. I love all that. So we'll work together to get that done. Refine and grow into my daily day plan, stick to my time blocks. I want to really upgrade my wardrobe. Again, I'm always on camera, so it's an excuse to up the style game. And then set up a bespoke storage system. So basically just somewhere to put my shoes and clothes where I feel like, in Batman, what Batman is it? I want to say The Dark Knight. And he like goes up to his suit and he's like, that's what I want to be like with my wardrobe. The aura isn't quite the same, but that's what I want to do. Dermatologist, I've got bad skin, so I need to get fixed. I've got bad joints, I need to get them fixed. LinkedIn, business page, same with profile, just basically get it all dialed in and professional. Then I need to collate all of my long form appearances and make them into YouTube and Instagram shorts. This is like to get outdoors, so book a cabin, take a cool car out. Members clubs, I want to start joining more of those. So here's a few that I've seen that are full of entrepreneurs. Nail the elevator pitch, so whenever I meet people at these events, I'm like, hey, my name is Sam, this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. For the business class flights, I could afford it, but it would be stupid of me to pay like 5,000-6,000. Well, if I was doing many flights, I probably couldn't afford it. But like 5,000-6,000 per flight. With these business class flight hackers, you can get them for like 2,000. So that makes more sense long haul. I want to keep one of these in my contacts. New iPhone to set up the camera for the crispiest content, aka like when I'm out and about and I want to get that lifestyle content. How do I shoot the best content? And I'll probably take like a mini course for this, and I think you can get something called LUTs, like a LUTs pack. I don't know, something like that. And then I want to identify the Rolex that I want and create a relationship with the authorized dealer. So basically setting up for a Q4 purchase, hopefully, to celebrate being a millionaire. But we shall see. Q3, hire the golf coach, get down to the golf sim and the driving range, Hire a housekeeper. So this is something, once we're in and I know what my day plan looks like, I know what the business is, like the trajectory is looking like for the year, I will get a housekeeper in place, 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. So let's just call it 10 hours a week, pay them, I don't know what that would work out to, like maybe 1,000 something pounds, 1,200. Does that sound right? I don't know. To do like the cooking, but I'll say, here's all your pots and pans, ingredients, blah, blah, blah. Prep this, here's the document. Stick to that. If you finish before the 3 hours, go. Basically, enjoy your day. Increase Vanguard contributions to 1,200. Ask Elliot, my accountant, to set up an ISA. And then I have a friend called Sam, great name, who is a property guru who I would like to ask for advice. Like, when should I buy, where, how do I even do it? Find a will writer. I'm not ready to die until at least next year, at least Q4 next year. So I'll write the will then. Create a Notion Rolodex of just all the people who I have in my network that I think I can refer work to them, or if someone asks like, oh bang, I know this person or this person, and then buy the Rolex. That would be like a mini or early Christmas present to myself. Fitness, just quickly going through those. I know I've been rambling on a bit. Stick to marathon training, so I'm hoping to do a marathon. Well, I am doing a marathon in April. Stop binging on junk. This, I don't know, maybe you guys are the same. If I see a delicious little chocolate bar, I'm going to eat it. I need to stop. So I'm trying to give myself small areas where I can improve. So just in the cupboards, when I currently open the cutlery drawer, I see all the delicious treats and I eat them. So I need to move that about, improve my mindset around UPF, so ultra processed foods. There's a book, can't remember, I think his name's Tim Spector, that sounds about right. And he has a book that basically scares people off them. So I probably need to scare myself out of them. And then, just focus on better quality and less on calories. So don't be calorie counting, just focus on the best food. And to do that, find some quality food places. So good supermarket, good butcher, greengrocer, fishmonger, like local people. This, I know in some videos I can go off on I'll do this for health and blah, blah, blah. But it really, really does help your focus, your energy, your performance. It helps everything. If you, again, to come back to the point about treating yourself as an athlete, well, you have to fuel yourself right and you have to practice right in order to perform at your very best. And these are not different. They're all one and the same. Your health and your wealth, they are combined. They are synergistic. If your health is suffering, you're not going to make as much money. That's just a fact. So if you can, try and focus on good food. I do mostly, to be fair. I just stack a few Mars bars on top. I want to find a local running track, practice daily meditation, find a whole body health check. Basically, just get a scan to see, do you have anything messing up your body? That's something I've always worried about, is what if there is something growing inside of me? So this is a good way to quieten that voice. Refine the diet alongside Josh. Josh is my coach. I want to remove supplements and replace everything with whole foods. So I'm going to help him do that. Find a sports massage therapist who does home visits, because I'm too lazy to go to a massage place. And try and get a sauna in 3 days a week. Hyrox training, I've already done a Hyrox, but I want to get back into that after the marathon. Then start doing the yoga and Pilates. And then once I'm all healed up, all my injuries have gone, fingers crossed, get back into football. So either a proper football club, 11-a-side, or if you're in the US, soccer, 11-a-side, or just do 7-a-side. And then paddle club, because apparently that's where all the cool people do. So I'll find a paddle club as well. Then Q3, once I've got all of these in place, I will do boxing. Do a bit of boxing in Liverpool, but I just don't have time at the minute. So yeah. And then get some recovery aids. So this is like leg compression, good yoga mat, something called Castle Flex, which is like, it stretches your foot, I think, to stop plantar fasciitis. This is the level of ridiculousness I'm going into. Like, I want to try and at least 7 out of 10 every single element of my life. And, you know, if that's going to do it, then that's going to do it. Same with looks maxing, funny. Same with that though, like, if it's going to help me, if it's going to make me feel better, if it's going to make me perform better, earn more money, feel healthier and wealthier, then why wouldn't I do it? I have the means to do it, and so I'm going to do it. I'm not going to get Botox, but if I can be healthier, then yeah, absolutely. Q4, mobility twice a week. So something I lack on massively is like stretching at home. I just don't do it. Just sit in this beautifully ergonomic chair. Upgrade cooking utensils. Small thing, but again, stainless steel, wood, cast iron maybe. What else? Basically just get rid of all the Teflon-y stuff, but that's not a massive thing for me right now. And then once I've been doing the boxing, I would love to sign up for a white collar boxing match. So if anyone wants to fight me, let's go. We can have a Squarespace, what's it called? Royal Rumble. Now, I think this is the final one. So, or should I say now? Brand 2024. Basically, I need to sign up to all the affiliate programs because I already recommend plugins, courses. I recommend loads of resources to people, but I'm not like an affiliate. Whereas if I was an affiliate, I'd probably be making like at least $1,000 a month just through referral links. So I need to get signed up for all of these, probably over the Christmas break. It's not really like a deep work thing. I can just do it shallow. And then rewrite all the YouTube descriptions. Again, my friend Marcus has a good strategy, so I'm just going to basically steal what he has. Q1, add the above to the Six Figure Design Club store, so like all the affiliate links when that store's built out. Ali is another guy that I know. He works with a really good YouTube editor, so I'm going to ask him for content guidance in terms of what's a good hook, what's like a good editing style to retain users. To be fair with these videos, like, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I like to like sit down, chill out, and just speak for, at length. And I think that works well. I think people enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching it. But again, for maybe shorter, punchier stuff, then I'll ask for guidance on that. Pay a videographer, interior designer for an office consultation. So, one of the goals was the cool office. What I want to do is pay someone who's an expert to say, hey, this is how it looks. Like, this is what will work best. And I'll just go and buy all the stuff. And it's like, buy it. Hire a content team. Again, I really respect Flow Ninja. They have a really good thumbnail system, good edits. I'd like to emulate that. And then basically, this is all the social media stuff. So TikTok, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Oh yeah, that's starting up. This is hiring the expert. Then hire a graphic designer for all the above. Ghostwriter, and then a content strategist. So with the content strategist, the ghostwriter may help with this, or Elevate, which was the agency, may help with this as well. We are almost at the end. Oh my God. Q3, actively seek brand deals. So like for the podcast and whatnot. Set up the podcast. That should probably go above. And then leverage networks for podcasts. So like, who can get me onto their podcast, or who can I get onto my podcast? And then Q4, just keep asking for Squarespace related opportunities. Anywhere and everywhere, trying to be seen, trying to be part of the community, and just helping as much as possible. So, wow, that was I don't think that's 2 hours actually. So we've done okay. I thought this was going to go on, because you look at this, I thought this was going to go on forever and a day, to be honest. But It didn't. So if we look at overall what we have title, overall probability. You can do this on ChatGPT. Then we move into your business. What is sold? So what do you sell? Or in personal, what is your goal? Then the funnel. So how do people come in and how would you like them to come in? So list everything. How do you convert them? And then how do you actually move the needle? How do you start adding things to your funnel? How do you start adding things to your conversion process? How do you start earning more money and hitting all of these goals of what is sold? So really what you want to be focusing on is what inputs can I get? Don't think about the output or the outcomes or like, okay, you can say I want to earn this much, but don't just say that. You need to work backwards. What are all the steps and the inputs that you have to put in to actually hit that goal? Because a goal without a plan is doomed to fail. So make sure that you do that. And then I would encourage everyone, honestly, I would encourage you to look at your personal stuff. Like, what part of your personal life can make some money? If there's none, okay, whatever, that's fine. What are your goals? So break it up into lifestyle, fitness, and personal brand. You can do whatever you want. Like, these just felt like 3 umbrella terms that encapsulated everything for me. You can change the wording on that. Then once you've got your goals, what are your needle movers? And then break it down by what can you do this year? So whatever the current year is. What can you do in Q1 next year, Q2 next year, Q3 and Q4? Put a tick list all the way through and just schedule time each week to start trying to chip away at all of these things. By the end of the year, they'll all be ticked, or they should all be ticked, because if you just embody these behaviors and these actions, then hitting your goal becomes a formality. Or at least that's how I view it. And if you start viewing it like that way, like no matter what the goal is, as long as you break it into small enough steps, you will get there. Then it becomes doable. It becomes realistic. And I think every single, not even web designer, every single person, every single entrepreneur should have a pre-season. I think it's essential. And so under this video, I'm going to get the template now. Where is it? There we go. Under this video will be a link to grab this template. So change the name, you can add a cover, you can add an icon, you can do, I don't know, Barry's 2025 pre-season, whatever. Company name, what do you sell? How much is it worth? What's the funnel? What's your lead source? How do you convert those leads? What are your goals? And that will be for the personal. I'll keep goals in there anyway because I'm nice. What are your needle movers? 2024, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. List out in as granular a detail as possible all of the inputs that it requires. Make sure every single goal has an input associated with it. So go back, read through the goals, read through the conversion process, the funnel, what is sold. Read back through all of those. If they don't have a clear input, then you need to go back and add one in, or add 2 in, maybe more. There could be many inputs for one outcome. Then go to personal. You've got your goals, so lifestyle, fitness, brand. Again, feel free, you can even take out brand if you don't want to do personal brand. Then what are your needle movers? So 2024, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, etc. And then you can estimate what you think you want to get your monthly income to. What would that equal over a year? Inspire yourself. You don't want a goal that doesn't light you up. When I see that the person, Sam Crawford in 2025, will be earning $350K a month, will be earning $4 million a month, a year, I am inspired. I want to get to work. I want to sit and record this video for nearly 2 hours talking through everything because I'm so inspired by it and I want to share it with everyone. You want goals that get you up in the morning. You don't want something that you go, oh, well, I'll get round to that in February and I'll be done by March. And then the rest of the year I can chill. Because if you don't have an active pursuit, then you can fall off and you can feel unfulfilled. And then, what comes next? Nothing. So go away, download this template, put in exciting goals, put in something that inspires you to get up and get at it every single day. And I want you to comment below, if you've come this far, what your goals are. Put it out there publicly. What are your goals? How are you going to hit them? And then come back a year later and say, either I did or I didn't, and here's why. I would love to see that. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. Hit subscribe. Make sure you check out Six Figure Design Club, the template, all the other things I'm going to put in the description. And check out all of my other videos as well. There's so much free content there that will get you from wherever you are to somewhere else that's much better. I don't want to promise 6 figures, but the free content is next level. So go and check it out. If you love it, please leave a like on them as well. I will see you in the next one.